I definitely think there was a bit of a deer in the headlights type situation for Phil Jurkovec at the Rivals 105 Star Challenge in Atlanta this past weekend, being that he was the only underclassman quarterback there. He didn't seem to carry himself with as much confidence as the other upper class quarterbacks. But the one thing he does very well, and saw this at the Rivals camp in Columbus as well, is that he throws a beautiful deep ball. He really spots his deep ball well, and he also throws it with proper trajectory the vast majority of the time. The concern I have is he has a very static arm motion. It's elongated, and also is going to have trouble gaining velocity unless he gets a little more whip in that motion. So some areas to work on for Jurkovec, and I think this weekend being around those types of players will help him.
I thought Phil had a very good Rivals 5-star challenge inside the Georgia Dome, considering the fact that he was a 2018 prospect. Did he look shaky at times? Yes, but in some ways that was almost expected. The last time we saw Phil, he was out at the Rivals Camp Series in Columbus, throwing out in the snow, and that's kind of the story with him. I mean, he's not a guy who plays 7-on-7 year-round. He's also a basketball player, so throwing against some of the top quarterbacks in the class of 2017, he looked a little bit lost. But that's what the environment was in the Georgia Dome. I mean, it was very competitive, and it looked like it had the feel of a top 7-on-7 competition. I will say, however, that I was impressed and thought he improved as the day went on. Obviously, he needs to rework his release a little bit and work on some mechanics, but he has good footwork and the ability to throw the long ball, which is, I think, something that Notre Dame really likes and covets at the quarterback position. I think it was in Game 2 of the afternoon session. He struggled to make his first 2 reads on the drive and then dropped a dime over the top on a perfect fade route. So I think that's what his capability is. He's still raw. Overall, I would say it was a good performance, and he's got 2 years left of high school football, so it's easy, at least for me, to see why Brian Kelly and Mike Sanford want him at Notre Dame.